Okay. Looks like I'm coming online. All right. All right. Let's see. Can you guys hear me? Yep. I can hear myself. So, all right. Cool. I'm popping on today to. We're not going to go over CLZ anything. Well, I might later. I have something. I got a little rant about CLZ collector software that I kind of want to go on. But I'm here to talk about comic hauls today because I got to, a couple things happened today. One, I went to my normal comic shop, grabbed a couple new books, and just dug through Dollar Bin because you can't go to a comic shop with a good Dollar Bin and not at least take a quick gander. So I'll show you what I picked up there, my haul there. But I also got a delivery of stuff that I ordered from Mile High a little while back that I want to kind of show you and go over a little bit. So got a few things from last time that I was on to show off. So first of all, for new books this week, I did get the Star Trek Q Conflict #2. I think that I showed #1 when I first got it. So #2 here. Continue the story. I haven't read it yet. Continuing the story of Q getting all the kind of captains and groups of people from the different series together. Gotta find some place to set these. 1 second. Okay. I got Star Trek vs. Transformers #5 with the giant Transformer Enterprise because that's the coolest thing just about ever. And then the other thing that I got was Marvel Comics Presents #2. I love Marvel Comics Presents. I was not impressed with the first issue of this new relaunch. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. What I hope to see is more of using Marvel Comics Presents to what it was originally used as, which was to show off new creators and to show off short stories of characters. So I'm hoping that they're going to use that. I mean, the first thing one of these stories is a Mr. Fantastic story written by Mark Waid, so that's not really a new creator. But there's a Wolverine story, a Mr. Fantastic story, and a Gorilla Man story. So that's kind of interesting. The art looks alright, the different stories. I want to see him go back to that run where Marvel Comics Presents would do the, 4 issues with 4 little 8-page or 6-page or whatever little stories in it. I hope to get that. But those are the only 3 new books that I picked up this week. But now let's dive into the Dollar Bin. Okay, I love comic shops with dollar bins. Again, everyone should know my rule. Don't frequent a comic shop if it doesn't have a $1 or less bin. So let's dig in here. We got an Elephant Man #17. I love Elephant Man. Ignore it. It says $2 on there, but these were all in the dollar bin. So Elephant Man #17. Elephant Man is one of the best comics of the last, 15 years. So, we'll move these for a second. Okay. So I can set those there. Here we go. Turok Dinosaur Hunter, the Valiant series, #19, versus Exo Manowar, Jurassic Politics. I'm sure we're all concerned about Jurassic Politics, so I'm curious to see that. We do have Exo Manowar. I don't know if we still have anyone like Barry Windsor Smith drawing at this point. Let's take a look. It doesn't look like it. Who is it? Anthony Bedard, writer. Howard Simpson, penciler. Randy Elliott, inker. So there you go. Bob Layton, editor on that. Okay. So I'll have to dig through that a little bit. What else do we got? We got Cyblade and She #1, The Battle for Independence. All right, Image. All right. Okay, here we go. Here's an Archie comic, The Adventures of Bayou Billy, #4. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. You don't see that. That's a newsstand edition. Marvel, we got some old Marvel. Balder the Brave, number 4. Okay. Let's see. That is, I was just looking, Balder the Brave. If you don't know Balder the Brave, this is mid-80s. This is what year? This is 86. This is Walt Simonson, Sal Buscema. Right, so this is some pretty interesting, good stuff. I mean, this comic... Sorry, one of my cats is digging in a box over there. Okay. This is a good comic. It's packed. It's packed full of I mean, it's such a good, complete story. It's chock full, lots of panels. You know, it's still 80s. It's still got a little bit of that silver Bronze Age kind of standard, where you know you would buy a comic and you'd actually get a story out of it. So cool. All right, what else do we got? We got a Rogue Trooper, number 3. Rogue Trooper. I don't know if this is part of the Dave Gibbons run or not. Let's take a quick look. Quality Comics. Yep. Written by Jerry Finley Day. Interesting. Illustrations by Dave Gibbons and Colin Wilson. So yeah. And I mean, this comic, Rogue Trooper, is a great, interesting comic. It's kind of cheesy, but I mean, look at these colors. Not super detailed backgrounds, but I mean, really beautiful layout. Apart from that, I like the uses of the yellows and the different kind of bright colors for some of these panels. I mean, it's a hard rain. Okay, cool comic. I like Rogue Trooper. I have a number of issues. I laughed at it the first time I ever learned what it was, but now it's grown on me. Okay, we got a Thief of Thieves. This is an Image comic. I don't know what this is, so I'm kind of curious to check this out. I'll buy a lot of comics too that if I just have never seen it before. I don't recognize this, but we have what appears to be London. Writer Andy Diggle, artist Sean Martinborough. Yep, this is a very British comic. Okay. Little sleek design, kind of interesting panels. Kind of curious to check it out. This is number 35. I don't know this comic. I'm confused how this comic has 35 issues, and I have no idea what it is. So curious to check that out. Here's a Bloodstrike number 25. Rob Liefeld cover. Cool. Skin Graft. There was actually 2 Skin Graft issues in here that I grabbed. These are older DC Vertigo. These covers are just freaking amazing. This one in particular. Let me pull this one open. Okay. That's pretty neat. But yeah, so this was Vertigo during the Vertigo Jan era. Who's this artist? This is Warren Cleese. Okay. Already, I just kind of like this first page. It looks very like what's his name? P. Craig Russell. Shows a guy getting a tattoo. Interesting. Look at this layout. That's awesome. It reminds me of some of the Matt Wagner Grendel stuff. He would kind of do layouts like that, and also Craig Thompson, right? In some of his graphic novels, like in Habibi, he would have these pages where there was like a big picture and then all these little details around the edge. All right. How about a Troll number 1? Eh? No one wants that comic. Here's a newsstand edition, Darkhawk number 4, Savage Steel. I have a soft spot for Darkhawk. Let's see, Thriller, DC's Thriller. I don't know this comic. Another reason why I bought this. I'm curious to see what this is all about. I like the Master of the Universe in television ad on the back. This comic is in beautiful condition. Thriller number 10, 1984. For a 1984 comic, this is in fabulous condition. Let's see. 7 Seconds to Armageddon. Very colorful. Created by Robert Loren Fleming and Trevor Von Eden. Writer Bill Dubay. Art Alex Nino. Tom Zoico. Color. Letters Phil Felix. Okay. Just I dig it. Look at this. Look at the art on that. That beautiful, very kind of not highly detailed, but enough lines that it feels more detailed, while also being a little abstract. That kind of style. Check out that page. Look at this splash. This is fucking sick right here. Cool. I'm excited to look more at that. Give that a read. Again, I've never heard of this comic. I'm not familiar with it. X-Force 33 with this beast cover. I mean, that's just a badass cover. That's a Simonson cover, right? Yeah. Very cool action, right? Coming right at you. I like it. I like that beast a lot. I also like this one. And I got 2 of these. One is a newsstand, one is a direct edition. But this is an X Factor number 30 with that awesome Mutant Police cover. I mean, look at that. Doesn't it remind you of Violator, right? Okay, we got Dragon Slayer number 2. Again, I don't know what this comic is. I don't remember this comic, so I'm interested to check that out. Next Entertainment. Is that? I'm trying to read that signature. Okay, I gotta crack this one open. All right. Let's take a look here. Because I don't know this comic. Merritt Michaels. Oh, Michaels with a Y. Jamie Mendoza. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, no, I don't know this comic. Highly digital color, but still with a very kind of an image era type feel of art to it. Take a look. Okay. Not highly detailed. There's none of these. The backgrounds are pretty bland. I just flipped to this page. Of course, we have like a naked lady or almost naked with, for some reason, just happens to have water right over her nipples, and that's it. That's a little silly. All right. Yeah, no, I don't know this comic. Interesting. Okay, I'll look through that later. A little more. Okay, what else we had? This one was 2 comics in 1 for $1. 50 cents a piece. Okay, let's see what we got here. This is a She number 2, Fan Appreciation Edition. This is She from this has to be 90, 95, 91st print, 95. Okay, yeah. She, The Way of the Warrior, Fan Appreciation Edition number 2. I do like this with She chopping Usagi Yojimbo here in the introduction. I dig it. With the introduction by Stan Sakai. So that's cool. I like to see that. Look at that. That splash is pretty badass. Again, highly detailed digital colors. Cool. Yeah, that was a good find. And something you don't see often. Then we got J. Michael Straczynski's. Got it. Midnight Nation. This is an Image Top Cow production. Number 11. I bought this again because I don't know this comic. I know nothing about it, so it's worth $1 to check it out. I don't know what's going on here, but we got this guy that looks a lot like Venom. Looks like Eddie Brock, like wearing some symbiote shit. We got this guy with like he's like Dr. Manhattan, but a question mark version. Alright, cool. Toss to the side. Alright. Here's some stuff that I just bought because I haven't seen much of it around. Here's some New Gods, number 19. Let's see, here's a Grimjack, number 16. I like that cover, actually. That's kind of neat. I don't know if I care for the character design, but I like the layout. Come on, Jack Kirby's Fourth World. This is, of course, later. This is the from like the later 90s. This is John Byrne, but Jack Kirby's Fourth World creation. Here's another New Gods, number 8. Here's an Eternals. This is newsstand edition, number 6. Icarus versus Crow for the fate of the Earth. I like this tiling here for the title letters. It's pretty neat. Let's check out who did this issue. This has to be, this is in the mid 80s. 86. Stan Lee presents the Eternals. This is very classic feeling. Who did this? Sal Buscema, of course. Yeah, I was gonna say it has to be some of those. We got Sal Buscema art, George Russo's colors, a story by Peter B. Gillis and Ralph Macchio as editor. Very very old school kind of Sal Buscema style on that. Very He-Man here. And of course this Nestle Quick ad with like the Rock'em Sock'em robots or whatever the hell they are. Oh, there were GoBots on there. I mean, look at these ships, like these absurd like spaceships. I love it. I love that kind of design, even though it's so absurd. Dangerous, the Punisher from Marvel. We got a little bit of a ripped cover, but it's a buck. Like, it still reads even with a ripped cover. All right. More Elephant Man. I mentioned them earlier. Here's an Elephant Man number 43. Here is a number 12. Good finds. Here's an old Hulk. This is number 329. Incredible Hulk. So that's neat. Let's crack that open and take a quick look. Who did this? Look at this like mad feathery hair on the Hulk here. We got the Hulk 329. This is 1986. I like these like silhouettes of the like a dinosaur and demon in the background. I don't know what's going on in Hulk. I'm not a huge Hulk fan. I'm not super familiar with the Hulk storyline. This is Al Milgrom, story and pencils with Danny Bulanadi. Finished art. I'm not sure what finished art means. I'm guessing he helped ink. Jim Shooter, of course. This is Shooter era. So I don't know what's going on here. But Hulk seems to be chilling here with some animals. What is up with this Hulk? Like he's like a hip I don't know, like he should be in like some kind of teeny bopper hit parade magazine for like with a fold out that girls put on their mirror. This feathery hair Hulk is just insane to me. Here he is chatting it up with a lizard. I'll go with that. I know nothing about what's going on this issue. Again, I don't know Hulk. But I like that feathery hair shit going on. Alright, let's take a quick look here. Alright, now we're getting to the star stuff that I was actually happy to find. Here's, on the whole line of Elephant Men, here's some more Hip Flask, right? This is a square bound book, and to find this for $1 is just killer. Here's that other Skin Graft. This is Skin Graft number 1. I showed 3 earlier. Here's Accelerate number 1. Now, Accelerate was not that great of a comic, but I generally will buy anything that I find from Panda Brothers, and they're a little hard to find around nowadays. You don't see them nearly as much as you used to. But I like the Pandas. They have their own style that's kind of interesting. Here's something interesting. Team America #1, right? Marvel Team America. Check that out. Newsstand edition, with the frame, the frame cover. This is Jim Shooter as the scripter. So, oh man, this is 1982. We got a Jim Shooter original here, baby. Vince Coletta is the inker. Pencils Mike Vosberg. So, I don't know what's going on, but it looks like we got Hydra here fighting against Team America. We got this guy. Oh man, is there a better picture of this cat? Look at this guy with the mad chops. Look at him. Epic. Comic book conventions, you're invited. Again, I'm addicted to the old ads. The next issue, Fear and Loathing in Montana. Isn't that the state of all things in Montana? Alright. So that's cool. That's something you don't see every day. And then these are the jam right here. Literally the jam. Numbers 2 and 3 of a 5-issue series. I don't even know if all 5 of these came out. They might have. But this is Tundra. This is 92. I'll buy any Tundra book that you can find. So that's everything that I got from the dollar bin. Now let's get into my haul from Mile High that just came in today. I was excited just because I'm trying to fill in some old collector holes. Black Hole #1. Yeah, Charles Burns. I love Black Hole. I just reread it again recently. It has been a while. So I was like, you know what? I want the single issues. I hadn't seen those in a while. So I picked up #1 here. Now, trying to fill in, one of my goals is, again, to get a complete run of Akira's, the Marvel Epic Akira's, because that's still the only place that you can get the full color Akira's. You can't get a reprint book of them, at least not that I've ever seen. So I picked up this in Akira #1. I got a #4, #5, as these covers just got better as you went on in the series. Here's #6. Like, that cover is amazing. Got a #8 right there. #9. So a number of early issues. I have a lot of the middle issues. Of course, with Akira, of course, as we've talked about before, it's the earliest few issues and the latest few issues that are the most impossible to find. The later issues were such low print run that no one has them. And then a couple of old Silver Age books for my collection. So one thing that I've been working on for years is, again, a complete run of Amazing Spider-Man. That's a dream of mine. I have a complete run of, like, Spectacular Spider-Man, Web of all that shit. And so slowly I collect. Every once in a while I'll order a couple old issues of the old Amazing Spider-Man. So these are a couple more Ditko issues. So we're in the first 38, right? Steve Ditko only did the first 38. So I got an issue #35. It's beat to hell, but I got it for cheap. So there's an issue 35. The Molten Man Regrets. So you crack that. You know, covers are falling off of these, but Jesus Christ, I'll take it. But yeah, this is still Ditko. And I mean, you know, as much as I love, like, the older John Romita Sr. Spider-Man run, you gotta love Ditko's run on that. Okay. And then we got here, this one's got some writing on the cover. This is #36. So, when falls the meteor? See, again, kind of beat to hell. There's some pen on the cover. The meteor, I don't know whatever happened to him. Or yeah, in which Spidey must face the mortal menace of the uncanny looter. Oh, check this out. This is sick. Look at this. Marvel Fan Club Bronx chapter stamped on there. That's awesome. I love those little things that show provenance, like what if they came from a certain store or a certain group. I love it. That makes me want to look back at this one. Was that in here? No, it wasn't. Okay, because that's hella cool. Okay, but yeah, old Steve Ditko. This is Steve Ditko did 2 more issues, right, and then he's gone. So we're near the end. I love the back ad here. Another 2-pounder for Jerry West. Great moments in sports. Hobby kit by Aurora. Right. So that was my haul there. That's everything that I got today. So pretty cool. I'm excited to dive into these. I mean, my Akira is best in color. I know people love the black and white, but to me, when he worked and when they did the colorist really highlighted the details and the work that Otomo did on these. I mean, like these kind of shots, like the highly detailed, to me, it doesn't look right in black and white. You lose so much. So, cool. All right. Well, that's everything that I had about that. I was going to rant a little bit for a second. So I got a I got a letter from CLZ. So they did not appreciate they did not appreciate me. It seems so. I've been and I've done here on the show, or when I've done some streaming, where I've shown where how I'm working on my CLZ collection, and updating and fixing. You know, they'll have a comic, they'll say it's a direct edition, they'll have a picture of a newsstand, so then I try to fix that crap. But apparently they did not like that. They sent me a letter basically saying that they, let me pull it up here. Where'd it go? Did I delete it? No, here it is. We appreciate you submitting reports, but we had to contact you because of the following manner. A lot of your reports are about newsstand and direct edition. The thing is, we try not to list both editions of a comic because our focus mainly lies in the cover artwork. We don't consider these variants since the contents of the book are the same as is the artwork on the front. The Overstreet comic book guide and authority, we more or less likely follow, doesn't list these as variants either. So I'm gonna throw a little bit of a fit here. First of all, their database does list some of these as variants and some of them not. And I don't understand why they pick and choose or which ones they allow. They also, some people list them as variants, but they list them incorrectly. So they list something stupid like, this is a first edition variant. And it's like, no, it's not. It was just a newsstand. They're both first editions. Or they do things like, they'll list, let me find an example here. They'll list like this Team America, they'll list both of them, but they'll call one the no UPC version instead of what it is. Stupid. It's honestly dumb. So I responded to them, and they did not respond back. I doubt that they cared much about my response, but basically saying, like, I don't understand the inconsistency, nor do I understand why you would want to prevent having the most correct database. Like, why would you want to... I guess I could see... I don't know. They need to figure out something because it's disingenuous and it teaches people the wrong thing. It's like if you look up an issue and you see a picture of this, but it's got a different. It's got a little marble symbol in the corner instead of that, and it's got a different box up here. People think it's different if they don't know enough, right? Or I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me why you wouldn't just want to have both. In which case, I felt like all I was doing was attempting to help them have a more complete database. So I'm kind of pissed off about that. I mean, I'm still going to put them in as newsstands in my own database. I'm still going to make sure that I have a proper database. I guess I won't be submitting fixes anymore unless I just see stuff that's blatantly wrong. Oh, and the other thing is also some of the newsstand editions also have a different cover price. So it's not the same comic, and the information you're giving is wrong if you don't list both. Let alone the fact that newsstand editions basically hardly exist anymore. So it's not like it's only a chunk of comics where you had both. It's not like we're having to list a ton of stuff here. I don't know. It feels very wrong. It feels incompletist. It feels, um, for a service that you pay for and you want to pay for having a database, then you should probably have a proper database. That's kind of where I'm going with it. That's where I'm going to complain to CLZ, also like do a formal kind of whatever their process is where I can submit a customer, and see if I can get any response as to why. Oh, and here's the other thing. They were like, well, Overstreet doesn't see these as variants, but sometimes Overstreet does. There are many times when you look through where it'll list a different price for a newsstand edition. Not always. In many cases, they are the same, but in some cases, they're not. And then I also said, well, it seems you're going off Overstreet, but Overstreet isn't the end all be all, right? There's a lot of large retailers and dealers that do recognize newsstand editions and list them separately for that reason and price them separately for that reason. Most notably, Mile High Comics, right? Mile High will list newsstand or direct edition on their website, and whether you want one or the other, because there's a difference, right? They're a different book. They are a variant. As much as some people don't want to call it that, they are. And I think that some of these old timers, especially Overstreet, they need to grow the fuck up and realize that as the newsstand has died, the newsstand editions are becoming more and more rare and are, by the hardcore collector, becoming hard to find. Most notably, I always use the example of Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man #1. You get all these fucking idiots who put in things like, this is the UPC version, and the newsstand edition of those comics are hard to find and sought after because they're hard to find, and people like to collect all those different covers, including the newsstand edition. And the only reason that they allow that one is because people call it a UPC version or something. So CLZ, I mean, I like your software. I'm pretty pleased with your software. I'm probably going to keep using it. I'll probably resubscribe. But you really, really need to take a hard look and reconsider that stance because it's wrong. And it's going to be outdated here very soon. You may want to be on the forefront of history instead of catching up to it later. So that's kind of the end of my rant on CLZ. So let me know what you think about that. Okay, before I go, one more thing that I just got, and I wanted to show off. I posted on Twitter this morning, but I got another box of prints from Jeremy Kirby, who's selling. Jeremy Kirby, I think I showed off some of these here on the wall. These Jack Kirby prints that are awesome. I got the newest box, and I wanted to kind of show these off. I put these inside these 11x17 top loaders, so they're a little shiny. These are from like Return of the Gods spec that Jack Kirby was trying to push. Some of these, and I think is it this one? One of these is a vintage print too. I think it's this one. And then I stuck this in here, the Return of the Gods spec script from Jack Kirby, which is really neat, a facsimile. Here's some pencils of Loki. All right, it's kind of neat. These very Jack Kirby kind of colors, very bright, very high contrast. right? Pretty neat. I like them. Is there anything else in here that I didn't show you? I got 2 sets, so I've got copies. Hopefully to eventually, maybe someday, try to resale some copies, but I love these. Okay. And they go along with my Jack Kirby prints that are on my wall here. So I dig those. If you're not getting those Jack Kirby boxes, you're missing out because they're really, really fairly priced for what you're getting, I feel. So check out Jeremy Kirby. The website for those, Jack Kirby art. It's I gotta pull it up. I forget what the website is. Here it is. So this is Jeremy Kirby. This is the grandson of Jack Kirby, and he's selling these prints. I guess he's kind of doing the kind of curation of the archives. But you go to jack-kirby.myspotify.com, or my Shopify, excuse me, jack-kirby.myshopify.com, and he's selling some original like pencil reproductions. He sells a lot of different stuff on there. There's some T-shirts and a few other random stuff. So not a huge collection of stuff on there, but I mean, anything that helps support Jack Kirby and you get some cool art prints. I mean, he's the king. So cool. I'm gonna go ahead and knock out now and kind of work on some of these new comics. Read through some of them, get them into the database. So I'll let you guys go now. But thanks for checking in. Remember, you can follow me. I do a lot of my posting on for my comic stuff on Twitter at. Let me pull it up. You can go on Twitter, search for Golden Boy Photo 1 or Golden State Comics. It's kind of what I go under, and that's kind of my dealer thread. That's kind of what I use to do any kind of talking comics or anything like that, and where I talk dealing comics a lot too. So follow me on there. I post a lot of pictures. I chat a lot. So make sure to give me a follow. Let me know what you think, and I'll be back. I'll be back here soon, probably next week, to show you what else I get next week. So thanks, everyone.